Hi everyone. In this video, we are starting our PySpark for data engineering series, and we will understand what PySpark is, why it is so widely used in industry, and we will run our first Spark job. So let's get started. So first of all, the question is coming: what is a Spark? What is Apache Spark? So Apache Spark is an open source multi-language engine for executing data engineering and data science and ML on single node machines or clusters. PySpark is the Python API for Spark. And the core strength of PySpark is it is very speed in memory processing and scalability. So why we are using Spark? So we are using Spark or PySpark for building robust ETL pipelines, processing petabytes of data in data lakes, and real-time stream processing. Okay. So PySpark runs on clusters, not just on one machine. Okay. Now, the next question is why we need PySpark when we have Pandas library in our Python? Why we need another library, PySpark, for the data engineering part? Why we can use Pandas for the data and transformation, for the ETL, for the cleansing and all. But why we use PySpark over Pandas? So there are some things which we should compare between Pandas and PySpark. The first will be the execution. So Pandas run on a single node, like local machine. But PySpark is a distributed cluster. So that is the one difference. The other difference is data size. So it is limited to the RAM of that particular machine where we are running the Pandas. But PySpark is scalable to terabytes or petabytes of data. Okay. And it is very good for analysis, Pandas. But PySpark we use for the ETL pipelines for extracting and transforming the data and loading it back to another source. Okay. So basically what conclusion we are getting is Pandas is great for small data sets. Like let's say a million records, it's very good. But in production data engineering pipelines, Spark is preferred just because of the scalability and the memory efficiency. Okay. Now the Spark architecture, the master slave model. So here the driver controls the execution, the executors run the task, and the cluster managers like YARN, Kubernetes, and Databricks, they are the cluster managers. Okay. So driver program the brain, it hosts the Spark session and schedule task. Okay. The cluster manager, which is the YARN, Kubernetes, and Mesos, that allocates resources to the Spark. The executors, the workers, they reside on worker nodes and execute the actual data processing task. Okay. The first concept which we are going to understand today, which is RDD versus data frame. RDD is resilient distributed data set, and data frame is the standard data frame which you guys know in Pandas also. So RDD, it is very low level and functional API, the original Spark abstraction, and because it is low level functional, so it lacks in a formal schema. Data frame is a modern standard organized into named columns like a SQL table. And we use data frames for 99% of production work because they are highly optimized by the Catalyst optimizer. Okay. So today data frame dominate the production. Now, so this is the small PPT which I have made just to explain the introduction about Spark and PySpark. Now let's move back to our, so basically I'm using Fabric notebook to run PySpark. Okay. And to explain it to the you guys, because it is uh like you can install PySpark in your local machine as well. That installation process you can find in Google. You can just search it back how to install PySpark, which version will be suitable for your local machine. But if you have Fabric license, if you have Fabric free trial, you can use that as well. There you can use PySpark. Okay. So today's class will be day one. So I'll just write notebook one day one. Okay. So let the notebook create. Yeah. So we have our notebook. So before starting to PySpark, first of all, we should start a Spark session. That's the most important thing in the PySpark tutorial, to start with the Spark session. So to start a Spark session, we have to write from PySpark.sql import Spark session. Okay. Now session name, I will keep it as Spark only. So Spark equals to Spark session dot builder. Okay. No, I need to provide the app name. So I'll write dot app name. Okay. Now, so because it is our day one class, so day one, I'll write day one intro PySpark. Now I need to write get or create. Okay. So this is what we have to write, and I'll run this. So as soon as I ran this one, you can see here it is connecting. Okay. So it's connected to a standard session. Let me just write Spark. I'll run this. So the version is 3.5. Okay. Master is yarn, as I explained. The app name is this one. This is a code. Okay. So version you are able to see. If you want to specifically see the version, just you have to write Spark dot version. Okay. Run this. You'll see the version here. Okay. Now let's create a simple, just a second. Let's create a simple data frame. Okay. So for a simple data frame, I'll write data equals to, first I'll create a dictionary. Inside that I'll create sorry, it is a kind of list. Inside that I'll create tuples. Okay. Tuples having data. So the data first row name, I'll write Kunal. Then I'll write the job role. He's a BI dev. Then comma. Then second will be Ramesh, and he's a data engineer. And third row, let's just keep it till third row only. So third row, I'll keep it as Tushar, who is a ETL tester. Okay. So this is our data. Here we have three records. Now we have to map it with columns. So our columns, I'll write columns. So what columns we have is, first column is ID. Second column is name. Third column is role. Okay. Now, so to create data frame, what we have to do, we have to write Spark dot create data frame function. So create data frame. Now we have to specify the data in the columns. So data is data, columns is columns. Okay. Now, if I do df dot show, we will immediately see the data below as a tabular format. Okay, you are able to see this. So ID 123, Kunal, Ramesh, and Tushar, BI dev, data engineer, ETL tester. You can do display DF as well. I think in my previous series I have explained. So if you do display, you will see. Just a second. So we can do display DF as well. And you can see we are seeing the data in the tabular format. Okay. And see how we created a small data frame. in PySpark. Okay. So let's do one more thing. So we will print the schema of the DF which we have created. So what we have to write? We have to write print schema. Okay. And just we need to run this and we will see the three columns with their data types. So ID is long, long means integer type, name is string, role is string, and all three are nullable. Okay. So Spark automatically inferred the data types. Now let's do a simple transformation. So here, okay, let me show you. So we can use from PySpark.sql.function, PySpark.sql.functions. I'll import one function. I'll just import one function, which is upper. We will talk about it, the whatever the functions we have in the PySpark.sql.functions. But what I will do all the name in uppercase as of now. So I will write df.select. So that's how you can select a data from a column, like columns from a table. Okay. So I need to select ID. So I'll write specify ID, comma, I need to select name, but I want name in the upper. So I'll write upper, and what column I need in uppers is name. So I'll just keep name there. And we can keep it like this also, but I'll create another column, means I'll alias this column as upper name. Okay. Upper underscore name. Okay. And comma, the third column which we need is role. Okay. So role. Now I'll just do dot show. So this small transformation which we did. So here you can see the ID came, the name came as upper name, and all the name are in the uppercase, and the role came. So that's how we can use df.select, and we can use the simple functions, and we can transform the data. Okay. So transformations are lazy. Execution happens only when the dot show is called. Okay. Before to that, it will not happen until unless I use this dot show display. Then only the transformation happens. So Spark does not execute immediately. It builds a plan, and only when an action like show or count or sum is called, then only Spark runs the job. Okay. Let's see if we want to do the count. So I'll just do df dot count. Let's see, I'll see 3. So here you can see I got 3. Okay. So count is an action that triggers the execution. So during uh, like this session, we can understand why Spark is distributed, data frames are primary API, and lazy execution is fundamental. So everything runs through the Spark session. So today we understood what PySpark is, Spark architecture, and ran our first Spark job. In the next video, we will deep dive into RDDs and how to create them. Okay. So that's all for today. Please be with our channel, and also I never asked for like and subscribe to my channel. So just in this video, I'll start asking you guys, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please do support. Okay. So thanks everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.